I am the Highland Scribe, scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen. Come closer, closer still. You see, the fire's warm. But this tale tonight, this tale runs wild. Now, afore Dracula, and afore cloaks, and coffins, and the curse of Fang, before the word vampire ever existed, Scotland had something far older, far hungrier, and with a beauty so rare. You see, she walks like a dream and smiles like a promise, and she will drain the blood from your lips before you even ken you're dying. The Highlanders, well, they feared her, and the clans, they only whispered her name when the winds blew cauld. They called her the Baobhan Sith, woman of the night. And there was more than one. Neither alive nor dead, but caught somewhere in between. Born o' the Fae, so they say. Blood is what they seek, and blood is what they take. And if you're caught in her sights, well, there is nae escape, unless you ken what to look for, that is, and unless you come for the line that remembers that blood does not shy away from her call. One of my ancestors, Alasdair was his name, he met her, and they say that he was never quite the same. His life became a mission to hunt these beasts to the end of time. He was a traveller, a bard, and a Stewart from one of the oldest lines in Scotland. And this is where our story begins. As he rode north towards the hills where the stars vanish and where the dead, well, they don't stay buried, a storm came rolling in. No the kind that ye only hear, but the kind ye feel it deep within your bones. He pitched his camp near the Glen of the Dead. Now, this is a place that you'll nae find on any map. His fire fought against the winds, and his horse, Aldmog, she refused to eat. The sky was split with thunder and lightning, and Alasdair thought to himself, this is nae normal storm, you ken. Feels more like the auld dealy cell is summoning eyes beasts the night. Well, through the trees, hidden from sight, she was watching, waiting like a spider for the right moment. And it came. She came forward from the woods like a mist made of flesh. Not a step was heard. Nae a breath left her body. And with nae warning, she stepped into the glow of Alasdair's fire. Rain slid from her green silk dress like oil. Her raven black hair clung to her face like wet feathers, and her eyes were green, moss deep, wide and innocent. Her face was pale and her lips were full and plump. Oh, she was a beauty right enough, rare enough to snare any man. But Alasdair wasnae amused. He tended his fire, steady as stone, and when his eyes caught her dress, floating above the ground, it never once touched the earth. He sat, measured and polite. You're looking awfully cauld, lass. Will you nae tak a seat? And she did, soft, like the heather on the hills. And when she spoke, her voice was soothing as a burn's bubbling waters. Her breath carried a sweetness and something darker. "Fiddler," she whispered, edging ever closer. "Play me a tune. Just one song. Oh, it has been so long since I heard a reel. Please, fiddler, play me a song, and I'll let you rest." Alasdair nodded. He lifted up his fiddle. But afore he began playing, his hand slipped into his coat. You see, for Alasdair was a Stewart, and Stewarts remember. The old stories say that the Baobhan Sith wears a woman's form, but underneath, oh, underneath, she is a fair, ravenous beast. Oh, hunger gnaws away at her guts. Her nails are curved like sickles, and her lips, they taste of roses and rust and ruin. She feeds from need. Aye, but she kills for pleasure. She will dance with you. She'll sing with you. And within a second she'll tear out your throat before the end of the second verse, with no thought. It is said that there are a few things that they hate above all. Rowan berries, freshly picked, iron in any shape or form, and, well, to deny them, that in itself invites their wrath. They will hunt your whole line down for simply refusing to dance. But Alasdair was nae common man. He was born o' a line that has hunted such creatures since the days when the gods still walked the very hills. She should hae kenned better. She should have smelled it in his blood. Still, he played. A haunting reel if ever one was heard, sharp as the winds o'er stone. And with each step she took Closer. He moved with purpose. Each step she took closer and closer. But in his hand was a small vial. Not of water alone, but salt water, cold iron, powdered rowan bark. Blessed, bound, and deadly. Alasdair, he played on, his bow biting the strings like winter winds on stone. And the Baobhan Sith, she drew closer, her lips parting, her hands curling like sickles. Hunger shone in her eyes, wild and green. Then he cast the vial, and it shattered against her chest, and the night itself seemed to split. The salt burned, and the iron seared, the rowan bark smoked. She screamed, and it was no human cry, but the death wail of a thing caught between worlds, this and the next. The storm fell silent, and the fire guttered low. And before his eyes, the beauty began to melt. Her skin crackled like frost breaking. Her eyes turned black, her lips split wide. She crumbled piece by piece, till nothing but a dark bloody residue that clung to the earth where she had once stood. But listen, you see, death wasna the end, for as she faded, her voice carried on the wind, shrill and vengeful. Ye has stolen me, Stewart, but my sisters will come. They will come for you. They will come for your blood, and they will come for your line. Alasdair stood trembling. He was a bard, aye, but that night felt no song in his throat, only dread. Still, he bent down low and gathered what fragments he dared, bits of ash, a curl o' blackened hair, the dust o' her flesh, and he sealed them in small glass vials, his hands shaking, for he kent what his bloodline would face. Now, he lived on, and when he died, the vials were passed down, father to son, mother to bairn, through the centuries, until only 3 remained, each one a warning, each one a weapon, each one a reminder that the Baobhan Sith do not forget, and they do not forgive. So, mind this tale well. And if you're ever wandering the Highlands, and a bonny lass in green steps fae the mists, smiling like a promise, pray you carry rowan, or iron, or salt. For if you don't, well, the papers may report it as another hill-walking accident. But we'll ken better. And now, only one remains. What happened to the other? Well, that my friends, is a story for another day. I am the Highland Scribe, scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen, and until the fire lights again, sleep tight, wanderers.